Well, the new Haslab from Hasbro and the G.I. Joe team is off to a historically slow start. Is it time to be worried? We'll talk about all of that and more tonight on Geek Dad Live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Geek Dad Live. My name is Jay, and with me tonight is a very well-shaved Quip. Very clean.
Absolutely.
Very clean.
Try to keep it clean. It's good. Happy to be here.
How
are you doing, Jay?
I'm doing good. I am worn out. I was telling Gary you were not on, or you were here but not here.
Yeah.
I was using the line from Lord of the Rings where I feel like I'm not enough butter scraped over too much bread or something, like whatever that line was.
Yeah, I heard that.
Like Bilbo Baggins on his 111th birthday. But still, I couldn't think of not hanging out with you, my friends, and everybody in the chat. And I love that Gare Bear is here. We got the Gary in the house
again. Hey, Gary, how was your week? How are you doing?
How are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. I'm tired, coming off the holiday weekend, but not as tired as Jay because I didn't go to New York. So,
I mean, it's just work. It's just having to travel for work's a lot, but
it is.
In the grand scheme of things, there's a lot tougher jobs out there, a lot harder hardships going on in the world than that. But not speaking of which, but I do want to send my hearts and thoughts and good whatever I can send to their families in Texas. Those crazy floods, just horrific stuff out of Texas. Just super scary. But I just saw that I think 2 girls were found. They were like high up in a tree.
Wow.
And they found them. Okay. So some little glimmer of light in such a dark situation, but hearts go out to everybody affected in those crazy floods out in Texas. Just crazy stuff. But anywho, thankful and grateful to be able to be here to talk toys with you, my friends. Let's say hello to the chat. It is hopping as always, even on a random Sunday night, July 4th Sunday. Usually it's like everyone's out of town. Nobody's going on the internet for stuff. And we already have almost 200 people here. I'm sure more to come. Make sure to hit the like button, everybody. That helps make sure people are like, hey, we're doing a live stream. It was late because of me again. But let's say hello to the chat. We got Matt Bush here, which he sent something in. I haven't opened it yet, but Matt Bush, thank you for that package. I'm sure it's really freaking cool. Let's see. Angry Elf, Matt Mallon, Josh Lane, Luis Baerstos, Z-Man at the party, the Mitch, Master Blaster. I haven't seen you in a minute, Master Blaster. Good to see you. Shiny plastic people, John Johnson, Tony Johnson. The Johnsons are here. Mecha Man Blade with all faults. Paul Galliano is here. James Vinipol, Hung Wen. Let's see. There's Z-Man. I'll do Z-Man again. Toy Geekosaurus, Brian Stadler, James Vinipol, Dorlaxian, always ready to call me out on my J-Light savings time. Edward Tanzer is here. Ironheart King, Dirty Sanchez. Let's see, Gady's Toys is here. Boo Cat, MGMCU, Rob V, Smedberg is in the house. Toy Manoids. Big M is here as well. J Solo Arts, Flash Mint with Card is here. Chase from 2013. Big Fat Charlie, Zach Kinsella, Jack Knight, Turtle Lair, and so many more. Thank you all for coming and hanging out with us tonight. We have a couple membership anniversaries. We got Cobweb, member for 35 months.
Nice.
Allison Troy, Master of Research, is here. Brian Brink, Master of the Charts, will check in on his charts. It's a big topic. The lead topic for tonight is how his charts are doing. Chad Stewart, 20 months, and Dave, a member for 35 months. To all of our GDL and family anniversaries.
I got family.
We got family with us. Thank you for being with us for so long. All right, let's talk just real quick. Let's talk about this Comic-Con event. There's a link in the description if you want to buy your tickets. Remember, tickets are limited, and the guest list just continues to grow. We've got, I think it's on, I try to have it on the little thing here, but we've got Toy Anxiety, Mad Hatter Reviews near. We've got Secret Galaxy, Dan Larson. We've got Jonathan from Nostalgia Unboxed. Pixel Dan is confirmed. Pixel Dan's gonna be there. Dave Wonder's gonna be there. Kevin from Toying Around is gonna be there. Mike Case is gonna be there. Kyle Peterson's gonna be there, as well as myself. And then also Ryan Dole from Gotham City Tonight's gonna be in there. Ryan, I'm sorry I gotta put a little thumbnail in there. I thought the toy anxiety could have covered it, but I respect the game, my friend. I'll get your thumbnail in there, or your logo in there as well. But I get a murderer's row of Toytubers, and maybe there'll be more to come. Who knows?
Yeah, I know. Chatting a little bit earlier. Again, no promises. He's looking into it. But Adam from Highly Articulated, A-Lock brand ambassador as well. You don't have Attack Peters. Is it because Attack Peters going to be there on behalf of Mondo, right?
He's going to be there on behalf of Mondo. I guess I could put Mondo on there. I could Attack Peter on there too.
Absolutely. But yeah, people are looking. People are, yeah. It's going to be good. It's going to be a fun time.
Mondo's doing giveaways. The Mondo crew is going to be there. Bowl Airs is going to be there. I believe, Craig, was it Jack Specific is going to be there? Maybe.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
Cool. Or something from Jack's to give away. I don't know. There's a lot of giveaways. It's going to be a great show. Bowling, open bar, like food's going to be provided. And of course, the live event panel of the century. Yeah, Dole being at a con should sell this event out immediately. Surprised it hasn't sold out yet, but tickets are selling, so get your ticket now. If you don't have to go to, you don't have tickets to Comic-Con. If you can be in downtown San Diego July 25th, Friday night, you can come to this just by buying a ticket. Colleen will be there. I gotta get her logo in here. But anyway, yeah, liquor, Michael Miller. Open bar. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Jax. We got Jax.
That is so cool.
And then we'll do the Mad Hatter versus Dole video game playoff. It's just gonna be a once in a lifetime event. So don't miss out on it. Links in the description. I'll put a link in the chat again. Get your tickets now. They're selling. Eventually they'll be sold out, and no more will be sold. So get to it, folks. Will cursing be allowed? Absolutely. Absolutely.
I don't know. What are the laws, provisions in San Diego? There are some places where it's illegal to curse. Private property, though. So
yeah.
I don't know if they'll do that here. Topher, you had a question. I don't know what the question was. So would you guys consider doing something like this in NYC during? Maybe. We'll see.
Ooh, that could be good. Hopefully. Still waiting on news.
Well, for sure. Yeah. I did, Colleen and I did submit what I'm blanking on it now. We did submit a panel for New York Comic Con. And Quip can go this time, so that'll be dope. I will
most likely be there.
Okay. Okay, all right. Well,
nice.
So we'll see if we get the panel approved. We might have a panel again at New York Comic Con, and who knows, maybe we'll do a party as well. The Toytuber Council. All right. Anyway, that's that. Don't miss it, folks. It's gonna be once in a lifetime. Once in a lifetime. Shelf Presence gifted 5 GDL family memberships. Thank you so much, Shelf Presence, and welcome to all of our new GDL family members.
I got family.
You got family with the GDL family, except for Chris. So sorry, Chris.
Oh.
All right.
Oh, real quick too, as you were running through the intros, I think Mint with Cards is going to make his streaming debut on Allison Troy's channel. I don't have the date; should be coming up soon. But yeah, keep an eye out on Allison Troy's channel for I think they're coloring together. She mentioned it earlier when she was streaming with Brick. So.
Okay, if y'all aren't subbed up on Allison Troy Retro Princess, you got to get to it right now. Some of the best YouTubes on the YouTubes. Flash, are you all going to do a drunken bar crawl to the Tony Gwynn statue and take? It's that part. I believe that part is open to the public of Petco Park, at least during some points of the day. And I do have a brick in that area of the Tony Gwynn statue. I have a brick on the thingy. So if you can find it, it's like 69 to today. Glatfelters love their Padres or something like that. But that's the
awesome.
brick that I bought to fund, or I guess it went to funding that whole park renovation. Anyway, we're not here to talk about the Padres who are playing tonight. Maybe Manny Machado gets his 2000th hit on his birthday. But nonetheless, we got some news to talk about because in between our last Sunday show and this show, Hasbro down to the wire.
Yep.
Yeah.
On Yojo June on the last day, announced their G.I. Joe Classified Series Snowcat Combat All-Terrain Vehicle Haslab to, I would say, pretty good fanfare. I mean, I know Dole was so over the moon. He was like, we got a live stream. I'm like, all right, we'll do it, even though I was in a hotel in New York. And you know, I really, while I didn't get the last one, I'm really kind of maxed out on space. I do not have space for it. But just looking at the set and everything about it, it's a really darn good Haslab set with a lot of fun play features in the tiers that unlock. You know, before we get into how it's doing, Quip, what was your reaction to seeing this thing?
My reaction was, again, this is really cool. I like the idea of this is all one big display kind of wrapped in one, right? This is kind of snow themed. I always say collecting classifieds like waging a land war in Asia, right? You need to have a good escape strategy, otherwise it's quagmire. And so big picture is, if you're going to go in on classified and you're just going to do like the wintry kind of setup, you know, because I think they have Snow Job and they have a couple of other, maybe one or two like winter themed villains, and then you get this and like 2 figures and you're done, right? You have like a huge kind of toy photographer's dream set with the bivouac, with the fishing pole and fishing hole, and even like cooking gear and the fish. Only thing that's a little I respect the game, but it's a little whack that they gave the fishing pole, the drill or the hand auger for the ice fishing hole and everything to Lady J in tier 1, and then they put the fish with the bivouac. I was like, come on.
Yep.
I mean, they knock it out of the park with classified, but you know better.
In fairness, it's pretty close to each. What is 10,000 and then was it 12,000? Yeah, 12,000 for the bivouac.
But I mean, even Emily said it on the stream. Emily said, well, you know, we wouldn't give you a fishing pole without the fish. And I was kind of like, you might, if it doesn't make the tier. Yeah, like it just, that feels a little odd because it's 2 tiny fish. They couldn't throw those in with Lady J, but hopefully this all backs. I mean, it seems like they're taking the feedback from the coffee that came with the other vehicle, and I'm forgetting the other character's name now. And so now it's like everybody gets a coffee cup.
I'm here for it.
Yeah. Which are those little paper cups? How well would paper cups do in an Arctic environment? Because doesn't Farley have a thermos actually? Like, I'm just saying, it's I don't know. They gave him the same coffee cup as the police figure that just disappeared during Yojo June.
A little bit of a suspension of disbelief, I feel like. Maybe.
But all in all, I love it. This is cool winter gear. These are cool kind of like alternative settings for some of your main characters. And then I even like the Seward reference with the Farley figure. Farley Seward. I'm forgetting his nickname right now.
Who, Flint?
No. The main guy. The main guy that comes like he's not a tier. Like
Frostbite?
Frostbite. Yeah. And then, but scroll down a little bit more. There's another thing that I'm kind of like, okay, all right, that's a thing, but down. It pulls out of the side. It's a cooler with ice. Go back up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was like, you're in an Arctic setting, but I guess
I love it because you can put the fish. It's part of the whole thing. You can put
yeah.
That's cool as hell. I think that's
so.
Neat.
I mean, it's pretty fun. I love that they're leaning into the fun aspect of it, even more into the toy photography with the eggs, with the sausage, with the fish. It's all really rad. It's cool.
No, I think it's sick. I do think it's really, really cool, even though I'm just maxed out on space. I can't do it. I can't live like this anymore.
This thing is huge compared to the Hiss. I love that they did roll out the other vehicles
they can say,
side by side. Prepare your shelves. See what I did there? For this massive vehicle.
It's probably cool. It's like a quarter longer, it looked like, or at least maybe like 20% kind of larger, maybe when that was side by side. I don't have the picture here. I did it on the last
as good a number as any.
70%
of percentages are made up.
Yeah, exactly. So Gare Bears, you were full-time on Classified, then you walked away.
Right.
Even though you come back every now and then for a taste.
Yeah. I was full-time on Classified, then I was kind of part-time on Classified. Now I'm basically unemployed with Classified. But this is great. I love the snow theme of G.I. Joe. Like, that's always been one of my favorite things. I will not be buying this, but I love it oh so much, especially the lights and everything. And then the figures are incredible on top of that.
You're
like,
so happy.
I know. That could be me playing with this toy.
Exactly.
Oh man, it's tough. This is the vehicle I've been the most tempted on of all of them. And the snowboard.
Oh, that's true. With the ski missiles, or what do they call them? The snow missiles. They were
snow missile. Yeah. Super fun. And then the winter gear, Lady J and Flint, are just a nice touch on top of everything else.
I don't think I mentioned on the last one, but I did like the the unlocks for the characters. They're kind of just alternate look characters. They're not locking in like new characters that everyone would want to get, and it's not like, oh, well, you got to buy the Haslab to get it, even though there's a history of eventually releasing that as a regular release anyhow. But still, I think it's again, I like that they went world building and giving us alternate looks characters for this set.
I kind of wondered,
go ahead,
if they'd give us like a Quinn the Eskimo or one of the other like more snow themed characters that may not get a standard release. But Flint and Lady J are my favorite Joes, so I'm not upset about getting winter versions of them.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And what's funny though, what you pointed out, Jay, is there really is no pleasing us as toy collectors. We're going to nitpick, because I've heard some complaints on different reviews after the stream of, but why did they give us these figures? We already have these figures. Nobody really needs these. Why didn't they give us new characters? But then if they gave us new characters, it would be, well, why are they locking them behind tiers? This isn't fair. It's like, okay, cool toys. They are cool. And they're new. Get them if you want them, right?
But yeah, so I think overall, I think the Hasbro team, I think they knocked it out of the park again on what they're offering us here. I really do. No clunkers in the bunch. And then I think the price tag too, considering this is, it is bigger than the Hiss tank, an approximate guess on extra size, maybe an extra 20% bigger or whatever. But the price at $324.99, only $25 more than that Hiss tank set.
Yeah.
I think, and in this post-tariff rising costs era of toys, I think it's pretty solid. Thoughts on the price as that came out, Gary? How about your thoughts on the price?
I mean, yeah, like you say, it seems totally fair. I mean, once you factor in tariff rates, whatever happens with that, like, you're pretty much paying the same price as you would for, if not saving some money, as you would the Hiss tank. So I think it's well worth it. But I just don't know if I want to spend that kind of money personally.
Yeah, no, I get it. You can say it's a good price, but you're not going to spend it. Quip, what's your thoughts on the final price here?
I think it's a good price. Again, compared with some other things that are sizable as well. Like, one of the first things that popped in my head for comparison was the Snow Speeder 1000 that just came out that I think was about $350. This is coming in $25 less than that, and it doesn't even have like the moving screen and everything, and it includes potentially way more figures with the tiers. And as always with these, I mean, it really is all based on the number of backers, right? The more tiers that are unlocked, the easier it is to say, you know what, this is definitely worth the price tag.
Yep, agreed. All right, so that's the overall, but at least early returns are bringing this thing in lower than previous Haslabs. I'm going to look here now at the Brian Brinks charts, which you can find on geekdeadlife.com, or I put a link directly in the chat if you want to follow along at home. But we'll open up this chart to get a little bit bigger. So we've got the 4 previous Haslabs represented here on the Brinks charts with these completed lines, right? So this gray is the only non-classified Haslab. That is the Sky Striker. That was the first G.I. Joe Haslab. It was for the 3 3/4 inch return of O-Ring. And then above that, way above that, we have these 3 lines here, which we have the black line is the His Tank, the first classified one, arguably you would think was the most successful. But in actuality, that was the Rattler, which you can see here in the blue line. Even though it paced below everybody else, eventually, when it was all said and done, it had the most backers. At over 28,000 for the Rattler. His Tank had nearly 27,000. And the Dragonfly bringing up the rear, but still pretty close to everything else, in it at 24,000. And so if we come in here to this red line, which is the current Haslab, this is our Snowcat. And you can see these little, hash marks right here. These represent the different levels. So this one represents the 8,000, which gets it funded. This is the 10,000 for the first tier, the Lady J tier. And then we've got the Bivouac set, and then we got the Flint here. I believe it was 14,000 or 16? 14,000, right?
Yeah.
So 8, 10, 12, 14,000. And, overall, I do think it is, I don't know if shocking is the right word, but it is interesting that this trend line, at least early on, is, more than, at least 50% less than the other classified Haslabs were, even through last year. I'm curious what y'all's thoughts on that. Quip, what's your thoughts on that 50% difference there?
First thought was not knowing the exact tier amounts for the other other Haslabs. It does seem like Hasbro set the thresholds a little lower than previously, just on average. I'm not sure. I don't know. That could be quoted completely incorrectly. I don't care to actually pull up the tabs and look at it now. But I'm thinking it's still trending well at 6520. They're a little under the halfway mark for the 14K, which unlocks all 3 tiers. I know somebody said it. I think that it's going to squeak across the finish line. I think we'll get there. I think it'll get all 3 tiers. And I think Hasbro understands at this point too, even like I feel like their thresholds are set a little lower. But another thing that Josh Lane kind of pulled out too, or pointed out, was the holiday weekend having to do with it, with the slow start. Maybe, I don't know in the time frame that the other Haslabs dropped. Did they drop right around the time when people are planning Disney vacations and things for the summertime? So maybe money's a little lighter. Who knows?
I mean, the past couple have been in this June time period, I'm pretty sure. But I think it's a fair point to be made, this coming down July 4th week for sure. I do think that could be a factor. And I do think the economy is a part of it as well, right? No ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's a little more stress. People's wallets are a little bit tighter than usual. So I think that's absolutely a big factor there too. And then I do think you have a little bit of a, like, how many times can you go to the Haslab well?
Yeah.
For any given collection, right? Because you only have so much space. So you're really, the first couple you can get more casuals, I think, and then by the time more time passes, you're really just sticking to who has the space for that much. It's the people that have like pretty large dedicated sections to their G.I. Joe classified collections. Probably like one of their big collections, right?
And it might even be a factor. So a Rattler, you can get multiple, right? You can army build a Rattler. His Tank, you're going to buy multiple. Could you buy multiple Snowcats? Sure. But I mean, they were emphasizing the fact that it's large. And so is the size kind of also on top of everything that was just mentioned, economy, pending tariffs, will it go up, will it not go off, or go up, just everything that's going on top of the fact that what's the likelihood that somebody has room for multiple of these? And I think we're also past that threshold of, even with the earlier Haslabs, like after the first one, the second and the third are going to shoot up a little bit because they saw the aftermarket price of the first one.
Sure.
But then the aftermarket price didn't necessarily hold for the other one. So if it's steadily getting diminishing returns, now people aren't looking to even buy multiple to try and flip the second to help pay for the first. They're looking at just, look, do I have space and do I have the money for the Snowcat? And do I love or care about the Snowcat enough to add it to my collection display?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I do think the whole resellability definitely influences those things, right? And even you know, I didn't intend to resell it, but I had the Dragonfly and I sold it pretty quickly, and I have the Ghost, which I've had up for sale on Facebook Marketplace, and not even a nibble on that poor guy. So I do think that is a part of it as well, for sure. I'm gonna plus in some chats here from people. Highly articulate. Let's not beat around the bush. The economy sucks right now.
Yes. Yep.
Matt had a review. Snowcat, more like no cat, eh? Actually, I kind of want this, but we'll probably pass. This could be a factor as well. Releasing so close to San Diego Comic-Con always seems like a bad idea to me. I wouldn't disagree with you, other than we have a history now. They have released these in June the past couple times, and they've done well. You know, over 20,000, 25,000 sold, you know, during this time period. So I don't disagree, but I do think that's a factor. I wonder too, the mask drops, like all of those drop, and mask. I'm not saying it taps in the same fans, but I know a lot of Joe fans that love mask.
Very similar, yeah.
So that, like, and that was $300 something for all of those. So I do think that isn't. I think just it's a bit like anything in the world, especially things that are like purchasing or things to buy or whatever. There's a lot of factors, but maybe the biggest of all, no patches, no buy. No patches. Let's see. The Rattler dropped on SDCC weekend. That is true. I do think if you're gonna get close to Comic-Con, you might as well be the Comic-Con drop, which this is not. Any thoughts on that? Like, better to actually drop it during Comic-Con, show it in person, everyone freaks out, you know? Thoughts on that?
I mean, I think it could have helped for sure. You know, you get a large group of people who are excited about the same thing, and you know, it's going to build up the anticipation. Whereas this, you know, kind of maybe fell on deaf ears unless people were watching Yojo June YouTube reveals. So,
which again, and Yojo June was a little bit quieter this year. Not saying they didn't do anything, they just felt a little bit quieter. To being fair or not. And Brinks something I think brings a good point at this point. With all the competition for toy collectors, there really isn't a good time to do these. Just go. Yeah, it's just kind of like you just have to do what you got to do. And the thing is, I don't think this is not going to fund. We're at 6,520. It only needs to get to 8,000 to fund.
It'll fund. It's like, just people. I think it'll get the tiers too. I think we'll get across the finish line for the tiers.
I think it will.
I think so too, but I think there's also another factor that we haven't talked about yet, and that's that so many people I know, including myself, are getting out right now. Right? Yeah. Like I've heard so many people in the past 2 to 3 months say, "I'm done with classified. I just can't keep going." And you know, that tends to be for standard release figures. Maybe that doesn't apply to these, you know, Haslab type things, but I don't know. Like I think that's a factor too. On top of the economy, on top of, you know, the tariffs, on top of everything.
Yeah, but I think collectors are still doing the math, as I mentioned earlier. So if you're going to pick up the Snowcat, you're going to need a Snow Job. He's got to be part of the mission. You're going to need also that Polar Bear and Snake Eyes set,
right?
So people are still going to be thinking, okay, yeah, even if I get this, it means they can anticipate that additional figures are going to pop up. And is the snow setting something that they really love and are excited about? like our neighbors to the north, like Dole has mentioned, right? Any snow related gear is a mission that took place in Canada. But yeah, like, are you excited about it, or are you looking to get out and kind of pare down? You've already got kind of your key players, and you're looking to kind of dial in your display in a different setting, right?
Yeah.
It's just
Nothing against Frostbite, but he's not, going to make me buy this.
Yeah, and I think with all the competition with exclusives, a lot of exclusives that are going to be like on the floor. Some people are opening up pre-orders for their exclusives. I don't think it would hurt them to have opened up before San Diego Comic-Con, because they're probably trying to follow the flow. As you mentioned, Jay, you've got Mask that, okay, yeah, it's going to be Comic-Con exclusive, but you can order it from BBTS.
Yes.
So because there's this weird, half the people are going back to the pre-pandemic mindset of con exclusive is exclusive to the con unless there's leftovers, which they'll then sell afterwards.
Yeah.
And other people are keeping the, well, nope, just open pre-order before the con and during the con. So Hasbro kind of just going, you know what, with the way everything's going, yeah, a lot of things happening politically within the US right now that probably contributed to them being a little quieter for Yojo June. So it wasn't as much build up to the Snowcat as they had originally anticipated. But the fact that they still dropped, I don't think hurt them in any way, shape, or form. So
no, I think that's fair. I think I really do think, again, I think it'll be fine, all things considered, right? I just think we're getting, is it a sustainable model to continually do a Joe Haslab every single year, that is a new vehicle, and how many of this kind of range size vehicle can they do, and how long can they do it? I think they could go for a while. And Blake, you're 100% right. Layoffs make things a bit quieter for Hasbro too. Absolutely. And again, losing top notch, some of the best people like Ryan Ting. That's a blow. And again, I think all of us in this panel have had to work in conditions where you don't know if you're going to get laid off, and your friends get laid off, and you don't know if there's a tomorrow, and it's harder to do a good job then. And that's, again, through that process, that's why I do commend that team for continually putting out amazing stuff, even in those conditions. It is not easy. And so, I do think it'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting how this plays out just long term. I think immediate term, this is still going to fund. Probably all the tiers will fund. The only one that maybe you could be a little bit worried about is maybe Flint. Because if it rings true that it's 50% less than all the way through, even with the spike, I do think, and Brian, you can tell me if I'm wrong, I do think maybe that last tier could be at risk right now. But a lot remains to be seen about that for sure. Let's see. On top of that, I'm not feeling pretty proud to be American. That's fair for a lot of people. Wheel Joker, space is going to be the biggest factor for me going forward. Snowcat and Thunder Machine are the last two I'm willing to make space for. It just does come down to what is, like, what do you kind of have to make those tough choices. You have to make those tough choices. Yeah. Justin, one has every 2 years is good, builds up anticipation for sure. But they gotta sell toys, right? They gotta sell things to remain employed for the people that are still there. So we'll see. We'll see how all of that plays out.
Do you think they might do a last push, like create a tier 4 in the last minute to drive this home?
Probably. It's something like that. Like, it also depends, and I didn't plus it in. There was a chat in here I didn't want to say, but maybe they'll have another Haslab at Comic-Con. Even there doesn't feel like there's any rumblings for that, but
yeah.
And into maybe what I thought was nice about it, that none of the tiers were like, oh my god, if it doesn't get this, it's not even worth buying. Like,
most people are excited about the bivouac.
Agreed.
At least that I've seen, and it's why, of course, they put it as tier 2. as they do, right? It's they know what they're doing. Their marketing team understands the nuances of consumers. So
Yeah.
I've heard people are excited about the bivouac, and then also potentially what that means for future pack outs similar to the original Joe line, where it's just different accessory kits that do go to market. So
yeah, it just I think because there's just sometimes, let's see, every time there's doubt, that InSpike just makes fools of us. It's true. I think the last spike will get it through. It's just interesting to see.
We lost Jay.
We lost Jay. Oh no!
All right.
There you
I couldn't take it anymore. I had to leave. I accidentally. I have the trackpad and I actually swiped, which then went back on,
okay.
on the maybe leave the window. But what I meant to do was slide this one.
You caught us by surprise, like that end spike. It was part of
exactly. But it's just I do find it fascinating when the first three are so aligned. With the Fizz tank doing a little bit better. But and then this one, doing so much less. I do think that's interesting. And I'd be curious, Brian, if there is a correlation, like how many Star Wars ones did we get? Was there was there the same? Because was the Ghost the fourth one? I'm just curious if this like kind of the same like classified or TVC. Once you get to the fourth one, is there a drop off because eventually people just run out of shelf space and it kind of runs out of steam eventually, so
yeah.
But anywho, there you go, final tier, tiger stripes to make a tiger paw.
Okay,
for us Tiger Force fans out there, could be cool.
Yeah,
could be.
But anywho, that's any final thoughts here?
None.
I think it will happen. I just I'm curious to see how this journey goes when it starts trending upward. Like that's what I want to see.
Yep.
And if all of the tiers are guaranteed, I might throw my hat in at the last minute. I'm already, but,
you're gonna be part of the spike.
All right, let's see. Check the ghost chart. Brian says. Put your final thoughts in, Quip, as I get the ghost chart.
Oh, my final thoughts are just exactly what Gary just shared. I think it'll get across the finish line, and a win's a win. I mean, it might be a little slower going. I think everybody in the chat raised good points, as did you and Jay Gary, with respect to timing. It is San Diego Comic-Con. Maybe some people are holding on to their cash just in case they see something at the con. And maybe if something doesn't strike their fancy afterwards, they take that little bit of extra cash that they have set aside responsibly, as all us collectors do, and they're going to purchase this right afterwards. You never know. But I think the last spike, as Brian Brink so aptly put it, will make a fool of us all and just prove that they're going to get there.
Yeah, for sure.
It's weird. Where's is the red the ghost? Oh, the red is the ghost. So, and then the blue is the right. No, I guess it did great. It did just as good as the other one. So, nope, no correlation. Okay, Cantina chart. Okay, Cantina chart. That would be the fourth. May the fourth be with you. Hold on. That's Star Wars. Do not we're Cantina. Okay. Let's check the Cantina. Oh. And it didn't have any floors. So that's look at this. Well, looky what we have here. Hold on. So the red line is the Cantina. And yeah, look at it. It's kind of about at 50 or maybe even a little bit more than 50% less, even though it kind of jumped up towards the end, but it did not hit its last tier, but it did go over 14,000. But there is a correlating kind of effect, I think. I think eventually it starts to, you kind of have diminishing returns, even though they'll still fund and still probably worth doing it. But, I do think maybe that's something that could be in there. And this is irrespective or not connected, right? When did this happen? This was summer last year, right? So no tariffs, none of the economic uncertainty that's present now. But like a third or fourth this is the fourth TVC Haslab, and you're looking at about a 50% drop or even greater than the last couple.
Yeah.
So it could just be a fourth time through kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
it happens. Just trying to catch lightning in a bottle again.
Right? I think it just, and Allison Troy, great point. These things get less exciting the more they do, no matter how good the item is. Yeah, it just, you do kind of lose a little bit of that first time excitement.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I don't know. Maybe the answer is to pull back and do it every 2 years, kind of let the anticipation and conversation build in between.
But here's my question. If it still backs, just doesn't do as many, does it matter?
Yeah, I guess not.
Like if they're still going, so I do think that is a factor, maybe.
Yeah. Once it stops backing, then then we can have this conversation again.
And I guess they haven't done it in the past few, but there wasn't even an early bird this go around, right?
No, which I think is fine.
Here you go. That's it. But some of the other, were there early birds with the other Joe campaigns, like with the Hiss tank? Was there an early bird? I'm trying to think.
Tank was the only one that had an early bird.
Okay,
and then
so
everyone
nothing
got
with the Rattler.
Off about it. Okay. Because it's like, oh well, if I don't get it in the first, and then there was also the Eternia place that also had like an early backer thing. With the was it King Grayskull?
King Grayskull, yeah.
Also got everybody pissed. So I think consumer sentiment was wary of an early bird backer. So I do think that's a factor. Generation Joe, 14K times 225 Durlers is 4.5 million Durlers.
That's a lot of murners. That's a lot of doll hairs.
Yep.
But the fact that there wasn't, the reason why I asked about the no early bird is, okay, people are used to Haslabs now. They know they can get them. They know how long they run. There isn't as much of that FOMO that builds up. They're like, oh, I have until this much time. Let's wait to see what else is not only a con exclusive, but what else gets teased that's coming out within the next year, to see if I do want to earmark my responsibly saved money for these particular toys.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're becoming more conscious as collectors or conscious.
You gave us too much credit, Quip. Not everybody's new. You're way more put together than most of us. Okay. You're so healthy with your collecting. I envy it. I envy it.
The rest of us are just disheveled humans stumbling around looking for toys.
David Cabal, $2 super chat. See you all at Toytubers, my third year. Alex, we'll be excited to see you there.
Nice.
Glad to have you there. Kate, responsibly saved?
What is this you speak of?
I don't know any of those words.
And I think this is a factor too. Jay, the problem is that some of us collect Star Wars, G.I. Joe, and Transformers. My count is 3 Haslabs. Exactly. That's a lot.
Yeah.
And other toy companies see that money going, well, I gotta have my big thing that's expensive, and just there's only so many out there.
Yeah.
And then somebody else pointed out that that there are other things that are being released for San Diego Comic-Con, and did Hasbro not want to step on the toes of other things that they're releasing, and so that's why they released this a little early as well. And
we'll see. We won't know till we know. Usually the faster something funds, the better it does overall. With Haslabs, I think they should always offer an early bird since it doesn't charge until the end. I don't disagree from a business standpoint, Brian, but I do think the blowback from a fan perspective was a lot. But also, like, to your point, Quip, like, I don't know, we're never happy, so just do the damn thing if it makes better business sense, I guess. But also, it's nice to not feel like you're coerced into doing something. So I think you get goodwill, but maybe it reinforces why they did it in the first place.
Right.
They needed to announce this to help a lackluster Yojo June. Yeah, to me, you kicked off Yojo June. You had the excitement.
Yeah, it was there. Lots of buzz.
Just do the Haslab day one of Yojo June. That's a little more exciting. But then I get it. You're not really tapping into Comic-Con, where they'll probably have it on display, and that'll get more people excited. So, we'll see. We'll see.
They were trying to build the anticipation, and the toddler knocked on the door. And then you're like, oh, just completely killed the mood. They were trying to warm up the consumers. Yeah. Little geek dad pun for everybody.
Yes, indeed. But at the end of the day, I'm not worried. This thing's gonna fund. The only thing maybe be a little bit worried about right now is the maybe that last tier could be at risk at the moment, but still a lot of time left. People will see it at Comic-Con, I'm sure. They will it'll probably all go and it'll all be okay, but it is going down a little bit more, and I think it'll the next Haslab, I think it'll be the curious thing. Like, do they go all out? Do they pull out a showstopper, favorite vehicle ever to ensure that it has a little more juice than the Snowcat had?
What vehicle even fits that bill? You thinking like Mobat or?
I want the killer whale, but that's just me. That might be the most insane thing ever, but that's
the flag, which of course we're not going to see a classified flag. It's not going to happen.
But could they? Yeah. I never thought they would do an Eternia again. And look, they did an Eternia for Motu Origins. So could you do a 3 3/4 inch scale flag again?
That'd be cool.
That's true for the O-rings. Yeah, you could. Killer whale. Okay, all right, there we go.
So. Night Raven would be a slam dunk. It'd be big, but
there you go.
That'd be cool. Defiant, way too big. Defiant's nuts. But again, maybe you do a 3 3/4 inch Defiant, but that I don't
know Joe Defiant. I know Deep Space Nine Defiant, which would be rad, but I don't know the Joe Defiant.
It's the big spaceship launch pad.
Okay.
Yeah, it's insane. Bigger. It would be bigger than the Rattler.
Aerodrome, but that would be huge too.
Yeah,
Cone Killer Confuser said it. Yeah, there we go. Or Pterodome.
I think Night Raven would be really cool. And then just do Sky Striker. But that's just me. I'm not. We aren't kings of the world. It's funny. Dole and I were looking at pictures of these French fry packaging from the Batman Forever promotion.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And it's just like, God, like this. Why don't they do things like this anymore? Like I think he said the new Mandalorian movie better have this level of tie-in. And it's like, well, no, wait, the new Superman movie should have had this level of tie-in. But just look at these things.
Well, this was pre-TLC coming out with that show called Hoarders. So, I mean, this is literal trash. I mean, no. Now, art-wise, it's fantastic.
Don't you be
beautiful trash.
Come on.
You are Forky. Forky is your spirit animal, Jay. You are collecting trash.
You're telling me you're at a show and you have a framed complete set of McDonald's Batman Forever French fry containers. What do you call it? French fries box? French fry sleeves?
Vestibules.
Sure.
Containers.
Don't try and dress it up, Gary.
French fry containers.
And agreed, Ryan. This is art for those with class. Look at it. Robin has never looked better than this right here.
That is true.
Come on, look at this.
They look great. The art is fantastic.
No.
The art is nice, but
the moment's gone.
If I looked that good from eating French fries.
Come on. No, it's never looked as badass as he looks right here.
No, it's true. Yesterday I was actually looking at the Batman and Robin promotions from Taco Bell, and they did so much cool stuff.
Anyway, where was I going with this? Oh,
these were used. You could still see the grease stains on those.
That's how you know. That's how you know they're legit. Quip.
That's how it preserved the art. The grease preserved the art. It sealed it in.
Knockoffs.
I love this French fry wallet.
Wallets, yes.
Hold on. Here we back, Robin, because I love.
It adds to the authenticity. Okay.
Hold on. Let's see. Let's go back to Robin here. Hold on. Where is it? Yeah.
Well, you know what they say.
Look at his codpiece.
One man's trash is another man's framed trash. So I will concede that point.
I'm that man.
Listen. Okay.
Yes.
These were much like in A New Hope when Obi-Wan Kenobi shows Luke Skywalker his father's lightsaber, the one that he got after he sliced him up into pieces and let him catch on fire. And he took his lightsaber and then he gave it to Luke and he said, this was from a more civilized age. It's the same thing with these French fry wallets.
Can you remind me again what happened to that lightsaber in The Last Jedi?
That movie doesn't exist in my head.
Okay. I just didn't know if you remember. They literally discarded it like trash.
Age.
So, okay. All right.
That's all I'm saying.
I hear you. Now, these are cool. These are fun. I like the artwork. I do like the artwork. What I would appreciate, they go with my Batman crystal glasses. They do. What I would appreciate is, okay, if you had like a book that had all of the art, right, that was inspired from it, and then you could have the picture of the thing in the book explaining and telling you who the creator was and how they went through this.
Grease on them pages. I don't want it.
You got to crack open the glass and just take a sniff. Still smells like the 90s.
Hold on now, Jay. I agree. Collector glasses. We don't do that. We don't do anything anymore.
Ooh, you know what they did just recently tease though?
Okay.
They're not Pepsi. So I know in the back when the prequels dropped, it was the Pepsi cans, but now there are Star Wars Coke cans that are coming out. Somehow the character cans have returned. There you go. You can collect that trash. It's at least new trash.
There's a water bottle company that's doing baseball mascots, so you can collect all the different baseball mascots.
Oh, that's fun.
Water bottles. That's kind of cool. But I would love for like Welch's to bring back their glass jars with.
Those are great. My youngest son's gotten really into flea markets because he likes old games and stuff, and he saw those like, son, when I was a child, you finished the jelly, the jam. And then you had a cup, and it was your cup.
And it was too small to fit anything, but you kept it anyways.
You were little, so it was like it was perfectly sized cup for your little hand.
No joke. My daughter asked me earlier. She said, "Dad, do we have any jars?" And I just kind of looked at her like, "No, we have drinking glasses. Like, I don't just keep jars. All the jars have been recycled, my child. We can hold on to them next time." But
any jar can be a drinking glass. Quip.
Real quick, I know we're getting a little off the rails here. More we got to talk about, but Ryan, Dole, I agree. I guess it's Jay and Dole's turn to write a book. Exactly.
There you go. But that's the book. It's
the trash.
It's not the actual trash. It's appreciating the art from the advertising.
Trash. It's a little bit of the trash for me.
It's a lot of the trash for me.
Thank you, Gary.
I want in on this book. Yeah, I'm in.
Perfect. KL, I will not fight you. I think Last Jedi is a fantastic movie, and I think Rise of Skywalker is a big pile. That's trash. That's the trash.
Well, actually, I have it on good authority that Kate L actually prepares for Geek Dad Life with a nice warm glass of blue milk and cookies. She kind of just settles in under a little wampa blanket.
In The Last Jedi.
Is it green?
In The Last Jedi, it's green. Just saying. Whatever.
I thought it was still blue milk. Okay. Maybe it's because it wasn't pasteurized.
I don't know. I don't. Okay, let's talk about something else.
I like Star
You're
Wars.
upsetting me, Quip, about your disrespect to the trash. You know what isn't trash? That new Masters of the Universe Origins Fright Zone playset. That's sold out.
It's gone.
On Mattel Creations day one. I don't know how many hours it stayed up. All I know is I had to work that day, and I'm, in the knee deep in work. And I, by the time I finally get a break in the action, which was like 5 o'clock, I'm like, oh crap, I gotta get the Fright Zone. This is supposed to be an exclusive Club Gray Skull window. The MF were sold out.
Wait, so you didn't get it?
No, well, okay. Here's the thing.
You were too busy musing over trash. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Whoa, hold on, Quip. We're fighting now. Then I, sir, as my good friend Jeff George would say, I luckily this sold on other places because I got a Big Bad Toy Store Big Bad Toy Store later on. And I don't know if it's still up for sale on Big Bad Toy Store. It's wild to me that the stock levels were that low. right? I thought that was a little weird that this is supposed to be an exclusive window. It's supposed to be exclusive for Club Grayskull members for like 2 weeks almost. It's like 14 days, and then it would be access to the public. It didn't even make it 30 minutes. I'm seeing here in the chat.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Right? And so wild stuff. Luckily it's available other places to buy it. But Quip, what's your thoughts on the quick sellout?
People dig it. First joke was going to be, I don't know why you're surprised. This line has been dying for however long. Pull up the link. But
Wait, Mike, you're watching. I forget the damn website all the time.
But I mean, that's not too crazy a price tag. Did people buy multiple? Who knows?
Three per customer.
Yeah, I think people were excited about it. I mean, this is a cool drop. It's a fun redesign. I like have they actually named that creature yet? Because I know I was saying Grody. I know a couple people were saying Grody, like Mona. But
one of the comments,
Friday.
No, I've seen that. I dug.
Okay.
I had a comment. It was Hoardy the Hoard Monster. I thought that was kind of Hoardy. Speaking of hoarding trash, Hoardy.
Zony is another one. Zony. Okay.
He's definitely got some McDonald's.
He's fun. He's fun. I think people were excited about this. Again, Origins, just like Classified, it's got the fan base right there. As far as modern toy lines, we've said it multiple times on this stream and elsewhere, and other Toytubers will agree that Origins and Classified are your two modern lines inspired by retro IPs or vintage IPs.
Yeah,
that they're giving you everything that a toy collector could dream of at decent, MSRP prices of modern day articulation and plastic qualities. So I'm not surprised. People love Origins. Hoardy is no Modi. No, he's not.
I love it. Are you feeling hoardy, baby? Do I make you hoardy? Man, remember when every freaking kid, or at least I don't know, boy my age said that crap over and over and over.
I remember. It was like sixth or seventh grade for me. Yeah, so I remember. That was
different time. Petition for Zony. Matt Hatter wants Zony.
I like Zony. Zony's fun.
Zony's cool.
Oh, Hatter, a song you could do, Moni Moni, Here it comes around, say Zony, Zony.
Yeah.
I think that's it. Tossing down, come on, Zony, come on, Zony. I say
yeah.
Anywho, this so hopefully everybody got them. Are they still on Big Bad Toy Store? I could look real quick. Big Bad Toy Store. It's still up.
There you go. And that's not much of a mark. I mean, I know it says, and it actually says, wait, includes tariff surcharge.
It's a penny cheaper, right?
Yeah. No, wow. Well, y'all better move.
Man.
Y'all better get on it. Mattel charged my bank account, so I got on. The only thing I may be curious about on why it sold out so early is maybe they had like a limited stock that was like in the warehouse ready to ship.
Yeah.
That could be the fact, or it could be the case, yeah.
And I think, and so maybe the people that bought it on Mattel Creations that sold out, like they'll get there soonish. And the people that are pre-ordering it on Big Bad Toy Store, or maybe whenever after this 14-day window, will be more like a pre-order that'll be shipped later kind of thing.
Yeah. Like a staggered release. That makes sense.
Yeah. That's my only guess there.
We shall see.
We shall see indeed. Okay, I've wanted to talk about this for a week or so now.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah. These are great.
Radical Rejects, kind of a grouping of fun TMNT scaled figures that kind of fit that mold of some of the weirder Playmates turtle figures. Weirder. Quip, you've been all about the Toxic Crusaders toy line. And these guys kind of fit the mold right in there. The maker is Malarkey Toys. And this is their set of figures. Conant the Barbaros, Grimsley the Executioner, Smash, Rabid Robin, and Neutralizard. I love they just went straight My Pet Monster with Smash.
Exactly. With Slash, right? With
right?
Yep. Smash. That's awesome.
Dope.
Yeah.
But and I guess is he glow? Oh, there's gonna be a glow in the dark.
Glow in the dark tier, yeah, or one of the stretch goals, yeah.
And then all these other guys are kind of. I don't think they've been unlocked yet. These are all stretch goals.
Not yet. I think it funds through. Is it through August? August 30th?
Yeah, there's 32 days to
Friday,
go.
August 8th.
August 8th. August 8th.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have about 1 month to go on.
Got some time on this set. But it looks like so much fun. Gary, I feel like this line is right up your wheelhouse here. Your 90s love of just weird, obscure kind of TMNT adjacent toys. What's your thoughts on these?
Yeah, guilty as charged. I think they're incredible. This one, the My Pet Monster one in particular, being my favorite. And I love that they come with little, uncolored accessories as the old
little buddies too, not just the accessories. Yeah.
Yes.
And like honestly, if they sold that little My Pet Monster accessory, I would buy it just for that. There he is sitting on the trash can. It's so cute. But yeah, like I love the homage to Slash really with that one, and all the other ones are great too. I think these are just nice to see in the year 2025.
Right. Yeah, and if you scroll down to the Meet the Team, you'll see a bunch of names of people from the special like art releases. There you go. Right, you got Turbo Pork, who did the card art for the Super 7 Reaction Ninja Turtles line. Baducci Studios is another familiar name, right? Dibs, I think, has also dabbled in the Turtles adjacent, Turtles-esque, like inspired art toy releases. So all of these, like the team that they put together, it really is, I mean, you could see the love and care and the inspiration that really went into these figures. And so I am all in on these.
Yeah. Well, like all in, you'll buy every single one that gets
I will buy every single one of these.
Whoa!
Yes, these will go right along with Toxic Crusaders. These fit right in, but they're new, but they still evoke the feeling of the old. Like this is, I love the card art, keeping them minty. Yeah, I'm all in on these.
And they have the reusable cards as well. So this is a perfect thing for Quip, because keep it in box, take it out of the box. It doesn't matter. You can do the same.
Yeah,
thing
I can't wait for Quip's in-box review where he doesn't take it out of the box. He just has it sit right next to him, and then he just talks about it.
Fun times. That's fair. It's fair.
Quip is all in on something. I love it. It's happened, folks.
Yeah.
Sound the alarm. Quip has done it.
This is great.
Or even better, hold on, I got Quip is all in on a toy line.
Yeah. I love it. These are cool.
Yeah.
No notes.
Quip, just real quick. Is that and Jamelin Parks. Quip wants all of these figures and all of their trash too.
So that's actually, I was waiting for the comeback. I was like, I keep stuff into. This is easy. Like it's a layup as far as me accusing you of collecting trash and then me not taking stuff out of the box. But Jamilin,
keeping some ephemera and the figure, and you're like, I just keep the ephemera attached to the figure. What's the difference, Quip?
Yeah, it's it's all good.
Oh, this is a fair point. Highly articulated. Ask the question. He asked the tough questions.
Yes.
Brinks all in on this is currently one figure. I want
It is currently one
clarification.
figure. I want every single figure that unlocks, and I hope every single figure unlocks. I want all of the figures that they have teased, and should they become available, I will be purchasing said figures.
Yeah.
The only figure that the only thing I'm on the fence about is that glow in the dark Smash versus the regular Smash. Like, do I need both? I don't think I need both of those, but at least for what they've shared, like in the main picture of the different characters, like the Barbarous and all of those, Conant the Barbarous,
there we go.
and Grimsley the Executioner, which they actually like they included a new sculpt with additional armor if you scroll down to what's not unlocked yet, but Rabid Robin, all of them. So that's 1, 2, 3. That's only
That's 4. That's easy.
It's 5.
What are these a piece? That's like, I guess, $85. That's
like
a
$80
little
a piece, yeah.
Fendi. I think that's gonna be the only inhibiting factor for these. I think they're so freaking cool.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying this because he's in the chat. It makes you appreciate what Flipor was able to pull off with, or like, like more modern articulation. And I know we're in a post-Tariff world and all that kind of stuff, but it does make you appreciate what the Flipboard campaign was able to pull off.
It does.
So, I mean, Quip, you might have to mortgage your house to get all these figures. You said you're all in. You've already committed.
No, I won't, because I am particular about how I collect. So again, I have the funds set aside in order to purchase these.
85 bones.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I heard the record scratch in my head when I saw the price tag. But
hold on, I got you again. $85.
But yeah, I mean, $85 for Smash is worth it to me. The others, I don't know if I'd $85 love them, but they're great.
I do think they gotta figure that part out. And I get it, but still, they need to figure that one out.
Yeah, if Christopher Negri like says $45 each is something he would do. Like that seems fair to me.
Or even 55, I could see, because it's boutique. I think that's a fact. Like you could be like, okay, it's not going to find a Target or whatever. But 85 is a bit much. It is not 85 for the whole wave.
It's all your frame of reference though too, because I mean I'm looking at these to display along with my vintage Toxic Crusaders.
Yeah.
And so the vintage Toxic Crusaders are easily like 100 a piece. Now I get it, there's more nostalgia, those aren't currently being made. I completely understand that. But when you're going from anywhere from 100 on the low end for maybe like a little bit of a beat up card to 150 or 200 for a super clean, crisp, unpunched, 85 is palatable, right? So because I'm thinking, because of the mindset that I'm collecting in, so yeah, it's your mileage may vary, right? It all depends on what you want, what you don't want. I'm not buying a Snowcat, so that's $325. So that's only $100 more for these particular figures that fit my aesthetic, that I'm more that fit within my wheelhouse. That's all. Yeah.
And also, your exit plan, right? Like it's these 5 and then you're done. Maybe 6 if you want to go crazy and get the glow in the dark one, but
which somebody did point out, they're like, well, buddy, if you're all in, you need the glow in the dark one. So maybe I'm not all in, but I'm all in for the standard issue ones.
Yeah, all in. Casual.
Yeah.
Brick something. I love this. The heart wants what it wants. Let's be supportive of it, folks. Get impressed. No, I think these are amazing. I think they're doing themselves a disservice at $85. I'm not saying it doesn't cost that much. I'm not saying that they have to do this to make this work. I'm just saying, as a collector, you're looking at 5 points of articulation, and while the sculpting's cool and everything, it's a tougher pill to swallow for sure.
Yeah, that's fair, and I understand. It's fair.
Captain Jay Schilling again. Always be Schilling. Always be
ABS. Always be Schilling.
My car says it. They always told me it stood for anti-lock brake system, but no, it's always be Schilling.
Yeah, coffees for shillers. So
anybody knows, like, all the love I give to different toys, like I don't get jack crap from any of them, but if I love you, I love you, and I'll share your stuff. Feels like greed. I don't want to say, because I do know people that make these things, and I'm sure Hatter would tell you, like, he added, I mean, made a really good deal. You had highly articulated figures. They actually had action features and stuff like that in them, and did really well, but didn't like get rich off of it or anything. It was like basically enough to make those toys. So
and to make the next wave, I think is what he said. Everything that he did make, he's putting back into the line. So I respect it.
That's nice.
But here, but who was the creative team for even Flipor? Right? It was Render Effects. Rest in peace, absolutely. It was Hatter, and then I think Ace also assisted with the collab. I don't know who else was on the team, whereas
I think Mega J was kind of in a project managery kind of capacity. But really, it's small and mighty team. It's, again, what they pulled off is incredible with Flipor, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, all the right people come together to make this thing happen, right?
It was the Hogan's Heroes of action figures,
right? Or the Avenger, like this Toy Stalker, having
or Ocean's 11, Toy Stalker. There you go. Yeah, it was. So Hatter it was Hatter's 7 or whatever that he put together to create Flipor, which is rad. But I know all the names, as we said here, people from who actually like used to work at Playmates coming to consult on this and everything. So. I think it's beautiful, and I believe that artists should be compensated for their art. So,
Agreed.
Yeah. Agreed. And this is going to smaller creators versus a big corporation like Hasbro. Right?
Absolutely. Captain Hatter and the Hatterteers.
We're the Hatterteers. You can be one too.
I love this from Jeffrey. These campaigns should have something built in where more people commit and the price drops. So the cost is spread across everyone. Always thought Haslab should do something similar. I think it's an interesting concept. Like, the more people buy in, the lower it gets. I know it's probably, like, from a manufacturing perspective, probably not possible or feasible, but still, it's a nice thought. I like it.
Yeah.
Paul Galliano, well said. Quip, pay artists. Agreed. Pay artists for real art. Otherwise, eventually we'll all have AI slop.
AI figures. Yeah. Nope.
Right. All right. Let's talk a little bit about Superman. Are y'all excited for Superman?
Yep. And this one eats pieces of garbage for breakfast. I filtered that because it wasn't, it's not after dark, so we can't use the colorful language, but
yeah. It does look like Shooter McGavin.
Oh my God, ridiculous. That was the first thing I thought when I saw this figure.
Yeah.
It's like, why is this the dad from House Arrest?
Oh my God. It's funny you said House Arrest. I was like, no, Phil Hartman's in House Guest. I'm like, oh, that's a different movie.
Yeah.
Why don't we have a Sinbad figure? Like any of the Sinbad. I want a whole line of Sinbad figures.
There's not even a Sinbad Funko Pop. So like, he must not.
That's wild.
Maybe it's his likeness. I know a lot of actors are kind of like, nah, like they were really particular about it. So fair enough.
I don't think I know he had a stroke. I know he's had health problems. So I think he'd be down. But
but he's around. He's improving.
Yeah. But the thing is, it does. I can't not see Shooter McGavin. Damn it. I'm having a tough time. Shooter McGavin was the voice of Jor-El in the anime. Oh, okay.
That is true.
I did not know that.
Fun fact. That is a fun fact.
Name. His name's not Shooter McGavin. What's his actual name?
Christopher McDonald. There you go. Yeah.
But
Sinbad was not in Kazam. That is the Mandela effect.
Mandela effect.
Sinbad played Ishbu's father on the Nickelodeon show All That, which was Genie based, so that could be confused with Shaquille O'Neal in Kazam. But
well, no, it wasn't. Was Shaquille O'Neal's one Kazam? I saw that in theaters. I went and saw that in theaters.
Kazam, yeah, that was Shaquille O'Neal in Kazam, yeah.
I just recently rewatched. Well, actually, just recently watched that for the first time, and it is a movie.
I haven't seen it since I saw it in theaters at UTC Mall back in 1995 or whatever that was. Quick Chase seeing some Limp Bizkit.
All he wanted was a Pepsi, just one Pepsi.
You know what? Actually, okay. If we did have to go for one bad figure, I do think
that's the one.
It's
That's what I was thinking.
All the way.
Yes.
And I do stand corrected. They did do a Sinbad Funko Pop for that. So it's maybe not a likeness thing after all.
Oh, okay. Okay. Cool.
Well, Pops, you don't need to do likeness.
Yeah, Pops, they always kind of get around it. Same with Reaction. It's not really a likeness, but yeah.
Agreed. But this one, I haven't fallen in love with any of the Superman figures yet. I gotta say, I have the cheapy Spin Masters one. And I think that was okay. Like it does the job. It's not great, but it's like $9, $9.99 for the figure, and it's articulated. And I have the Kaiju set. I'm gonna do a quick video this week for it to coincide with the movie coming out. But I haven't fallen in love with any of these yet, even though I am excited for the film. But this is the SH Figure Arts one. If I did any, it would be the Hot Toy. But here's the thing. I'm gonna put my Quip hat on. Quip hat. My Quip hat on for a second. And say that I have the Christopher Reeve Superman Hot Toy. It's perfect. I've already reached the pinnacle, the top of Mount Everest.
There you go.
I don't need another Superman, I guess.
At least this actually looks like David Cornsweet, though. Like that.
It does.
This is pretty spot on.
Well, it's a Hot Toy. I would hope it's.
Yeah, at 2 to 3 times the going cost of any of the other previous figures we've listed. It better be. Now, I think at 2 to 3 times the cost of the previous listed figures, this might honestly be better served without the crypto. Because for as good as the likeness is on the actor for Superman,
like no articulation
crypto. Like, come on. That crypto looks like it belongs from, like, they just took the one from Spin Master, sized it up a bit. Like it. Yeah.
It's pretty non. It's just static little. I mean, do you say, would you rather nothing than at least throwing it in there as like a little add-in?
As an add-in, there are going to be people who love it. So, I mean, one, I'm not purchasing this, but if I were to purchase it, it would be better to have it than to not have it, right? For the people who absolutely want to display that figure. Because there's some people that love that. I love the dog. I love crypto. In fact, my daughter and I are excited to go see it. And that's why I don't feel like they've done crypto justice with this particular non-articulated kind of mold. Like, you can't. Anyways, yeah. I feel like they could have done better with
if
crypto.
you take taxidermy crypto out of it, this is perfect.
Yeah.
People are talking about the in-art one.
Yeah, pull up the in-art one. I haven't seen that one yet.
Is it really that expensive?
You got to think about it. Importing it. I mean, the in-art Batman was a little pricey. Getting it here, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to get pictures now. It's $300-something. I think I.
Oh wow! No, that's high. I feel like that's higher than the in-art Batman was. At $300? Is it in-art at 1/6, or is it in-art? Okay, all right, okay, fair enough. I've seen the different memes with this one.
Face.
Yeah.
Oh,
look at that crypto though.
Wait,
like, yeah.
What?
That's 1/6. Okay, all right.
But that's 12-inch scale, isn't it? 1/6.
Yeah, that's 12-inch scale. Yeah.
It's not $60. That's not right.
No, that's the pre-order hold.
Oh, pre-order.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. There you go. Okay. Total price is $380.
$380. There we go.
Yeah.
Wow, that's how they get you.
The crypto does look better though.
Yeah, that looks more lifelike. Let's see.
Still not.
I love crypto. It's not articulated, but that one does look to be alive at least, and not taxidermy, as Gary put it. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks pretty solid. But I don't know. I feel like I need to see the movie before I commit to like the Hot Toys one. Like the movie blows me away and makes me fall in love with Superman again at that level.
Yeah.
Then maybe. Yeah, it's just
I'm doing the same thing with yeah, and it's funny because they did the one ear up thing too. Yeah. It just doesn't. It's got eyes like doll's eyes.
Yeah. Absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
Oof. But again, yeah, looks great.
Incredible. Yeah.
That is phenomenal. Down to the pores and the little wrinkling of the forehead, like that likeness is amazing.
The detail in the like iris alone is insane. Yeah, I just hope Streaky the Super Cat shows up in this. That's all I'm hoping for.
I feel like the dog lovers of the world are getting their representation. We need the cat lovers in there as well, you know?
Yeah.
Man, there's nothing worse than wanting to love the toys and the movie is an absolute stinker. Hey, sometimes that can still be fun. Like Waterworld toys, those are great.
Yeah, they still stay cheap.
Stinker, but
what's wrong with Waterworld?
I would for everything and all the flack that the movie gets, you can still get the Waterworld toys based on the live action show at Universal Studios. Like that live action show is an experience. I remember going.
It's still there, or is it done?
It's still there. Well, it was at least there last summer when we went. I don't know if they've
that Waterworld show is still going.
The Waterworld show is still going, and it is phenomenal. All the stunt actors that are in it, they do a great job. That is one of the highlights of the trip for our family.
Oh yeah,
I've seen it before. I mean, Miami Vice was the show when I was a little kid. I loved the Miami Vice show, and I still love the Waterworld show that's there. So
God, I last watched that in the 90s. The Waterworld show is the 90s, right? I remember
still there, late 90s.
Anywho, Last Action Hero, those are fun toys. Shadow toys were really cool. That's a Gary special right there, the Shadow.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of great toys for bad movies. All right, and then last but not least, we've got another Motu Mondo figure with Manny faces, and it's a beaut. It is absolutely stunning. I do not have the funds for it.
So many faces.
I can't pull it off, but it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, that color palette is just, like
right. It looks so good.
If I had abs, that's how I would dress.
The abs exposed.
Very toyetic. Get on it, Gary. New York Comic-Con is in October. You can do it, buddy.
All right, time to do some crunches.
But yeah, absolutely stunning. I love all the face pictures. I love that you have like his human head when you take the helmet off the actor.
That is really cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I think that's doing it for the first time, giving us just the
actor head. Yeah, that's the first time that any toy company has done that. Yeah.
God, so it's beautiful, but it's kind of again, it's a space thing where it's just like I gotta just have maybe like 5 figures and then the Battle Cat and call it a day. And the fact that now I have the Scareglow and the Scaremare, like actually maybe I should get this because I have enough. I should commit to it. This is just my life now.
How much is this? Wait, hold on. What did Judge Dredd say?
$260.
Oh, $260. Okay, all right. Maybe Judge Dredd is a little behind because he said $400, and I was like, what?
But maybe by the time you put in, tariff surcharge fee is $22, so that makes it $280 something, and then shipping you're probably over $300.
Okay.
But not $400.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
So anywho.
Maybe you'll get lucky and find it at a toy show.
Hold on.
Not necessarily. Like it just depends. Like they'll reach out like, hey, do you want to review this? I'm like, sure.
Jay's just walking the con floor and somebody hands him the many faces. He's like, hey, hold on, just take this. Oh, okay.
But anyway, I do not still have that Cat Slayer. I sold the Cat Slayer. She gone. But anyway, I think that's it. I think it's a good place to round it out here tonight, gentlemen.
Yep.
What a great crowd tonight. Over 400 people at different parts. We talked about trash. That's about it. Quip, any final thoughts from you, my friend?
And there's a lot going on in the world today. And it's great to be able to just, get together with friends, talk toys, hug your loved ones, appreciate what you do have in this world. There are a lot of hurting people, but together, we'll just band together, encourage one another, lift one another up, whether we collect trash attached to our toys or whether we collect trash that holds a special golden memory in our hearts.
Maybe that's the next debate, Quip. Maybe it's you and I. It's trash apart or trash attack. Gary, any final thoughts for you?
It's hard to follow up after Quip's beautiful statement. So cosign everything he said, except for the trash stuff. And I will not be on the show next week. I will be at Retro Expo in Plano, Texas. So if you guys are in Texas and you happen to see me, please say hi.
Beautiful. And then for this channel, got a couple video reviews that I'm working on that hopefully be up soon. I promise I will not patch. I'm with you. I'm mint with card. I'm mint with cards. And then next live show, we'll be doing our big all Comic-Con preview, all exclusives rundown episode. So don't miss it. It's one of our biggest episodes of the year. And we'll be going over all of the Comic-Con exclusives. Should be a ton of fun. No After Dark tonight. We got I know I have a really busy July coming up with Comic-Con and all that fun stuff. And then as far as the Toy Geeks podcast is concerned, we're wrapping up Real Ghostbusters.
Hey.
1991. So we're going to the Ecto Glows. Ryan Dole joins the Five Timers Club, first member of the Five Timers Club for the Toy Geeks podcast, with Dan Larson and myself to talk Real Ghostbusters. And then after that, we'll be doing Man of Steel, the short-lived Kenner Superman toy line.
Ooh, nice.
With the new Superman film. All right, we'll see you all in the next one. Until next time, hasta luego and goodbye. Have a great start to your week, everybody.